Now let's look at the covered interest parity and the uncovered interest parity. The underlying concept about the interest rate parity is about no arbitrage opportunity. It is saying that when you put $1 in one country, for example in Taiwan, in the bank, and then after a year you convert it to US dollar, the total value you are going to get will be exactly the same as you get $1 today and put in a US bank, get the interest. Those two routes should end up to be same outcome. If they are different, it means that there exists arbitrage opportunity. Then either the interest rate or the exchange rate should change such that to make them no arbitrage opportunity. Therefore, the concept of no arbitrage opportunity is an important concept underlying the interest rate parity. Now let's illustrate the general concept in the graph. So to begin with, we have $1. We can choose it to put it in the US bank and then earns the US interest. There's another way we can choose, that is, we sell the US dollar and then buys the NT dollar. For example, the exchange rate is 28. So I sell the US dollar, buy the NT dollar. We can then put it in the Taiwanese bank and then earns the interest. But then after a year, once we get the interest, we can sell the NT dollar for US dollar. The interest rate parity tells us in either route, either we put $1 in the US bank, earn the interest, or sell the US dollar for NT dollar, put it in the Taiwanese bank, earn the Taiwanese interest, and then sell the NT dollar for US dollar. Those two routes should end up to have the exact same value. Therefore, the formula tells us so, that the exchange rate multiplied by the NT dollar interest divided by the future exchange rate need to be equal the return of a US dollar putting in the US bank. So then that's about the interest rate parity. Then what's the difference between the covered interest rate parity and the uncovered interest rate parity? The key falls in here. If it is a covered interest rate parity, it means that you buy the future and ensure the price for what you are going to get 1 year later when you sell the NT dollar. When we are talking about the uncovered interest rate parity, then this future price is based on our expectation instead of you in fact buys a future to ensure the price. So we claim that for the covered interest parity, it is based on the concept is there is no arbitrage opportunity for riskless arbitrage opportunity. Therefore, the future price is based on by purchasing futures or forward. So when you sign the contract at the day you buy the NT dollar, you already know the exchange rate you are going to use to sell the NT dollar 1 year from now. So the risk is covered. So we call it the covered interest rate parity. For the uncovered interest rate parity, it is based on no arbitrage opportunity for risky arbitrage. What it means is that it's still about no arbitrage opportunity, but this arbitrage opportunity is risky because the future price you base on is not by purchasing forward or futures, but you just based on your expectation. You expect that in the future, what should be the exchange rate. So in the day that when you buy the NT dollar, you just say, well, based on my expectation, I know how much I will sell my NT dollar. So then I believe that there is no arbitrage opportunity. So I will conduct this transaction, and then at the end, I'm going to get the same amount. But given that it is based on your expectation instead of by formally purchasing a future or forward, so it is uncovered. So then when you are taking advantage of the arbitrage opportunity of the uncovered interest rate parity, then it is possible that you are going to end up to lose some, because it can be that your expectation may not be something realized. So then the arbitrage opportunity that you take based on uncovered interest rate parity is more risky than that taken based on the covered interest rate parity. So then if people take advantage of the covered interest rate parity as well as the uncovered interest rate parity, at the end, we believe that in the ideal world, the forward or future price need to be equal our expectation about what should be the exchange rate in the future. So these two parities somehow imply that in the ideal world, these two terms need to be exactly the same for the exchange rate. So this completes the discussion related to the covered interest rate parity and the uncovered interest rate parity. And this completes the lecture for today. And also this is the last lecture for this semester. And next week we are going to have our second midterm.